All right, guys, last video. So I know a bunch of you already have or are about to shave your heads. I just figured I'd go through one just to show you what I do to make sure that, you know, no spots were missed. You don't look crazier than I think that you probably do. So for this, I'm gonna go pretty short on the clippers, but still long enough that you can see it. I'm gonna throw a number 3 on it, 3/8 of an inch or 10 millimeters, depending on your clippers. Yeah, a 2 is pretty standard, it's about a 1/4 inch. Most people would get either 1, 1.5, or a 2 when it comes to buzz cuts, so that way it lasts as long as possible. Again, for video purposes, I'm gonna keep it a little bit longer so you can see it. My clippers have a lever on it. Mine actually go from 0 to a 1. I'm gonna keep it on the 0 so it weighs a true 3, and I'm just gonna run through this. There's nothing really too fancy about it, other than, you know, making sure that you get all the hair. So I am gonna have a comb in hand just because this hair is a little on the longer side. It's not super long by any means, only a couple inches, but we are gonna go through kind of all of it and just make sure that we're good. I don't remember what length I put on here. It might be a 3, so we might change this to a 2.5, but bear with me. Let's see. So clippers on, normal clipper care. Make sure you're brushing the hair away from the blades, not across it. The more you brush the teeth of the blade, the more likely you are to dull it faster, and the life or longevity of those blades are not going to be as long. I use Cool Care Plus by Andis. It is a 5-in-1 coolant, disinfectant, lubricant, rust preventative, and cleaner, all in one. It's really easy. All you have to do, turn it on away from faces and give it one good spritz across the blade. That's it, good to go. I have my number 3 on here as well, and I'm just gonna start, normally I start from the back just because it's easier with the one length all over. There's no blending, there's no nothing that you're gonna have to do. Turn it on, start from the bottom, I work my way up, and I just kind of work around the shape of the ear. Start at the front, go up, and work my way around the back of the ear. Now, normal humans have more often than not, flexible ears. So if need be, fold it down, and then cross above it, kind of fold down the tip of it here and cross back if you need to. If not, you can just kind of maneuver around the ear, just watch for it. If you aren't doing your own hair, make sure that whoever you have, if you're not comfortable holding the ear, make sure they're comfortable holding down their own ear. It's really easy. It's just an easier precaution just to do it ahead of time than to accidentally stab them in the back of the ear. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep sliding through this back part. I tend to do mine in sections, even though it's gonna be the same length. You could do the whole half of the head and then do the other half. You're in quarantine, doesn't matter. Could look terrible, and it really, really doesn't matter. But in this case, and for most of my clients, I usually keep it in sections. So the first section is kind of around the head here and the bottom part, and then the middle section is kind of up here, and then the top I usually do last, but that's just personal preference. So keep working around. I'm gonna kind of make sure you're putting enough pressure on those blades that you're not necessarily hurting them, but you are getting every single hair. So when I say pressure, this is the head. You can kind of see where my skin pushes in, right? Or my arm pushes in. So if I'm just gonna graze against it, it's gonna get most of the hair, but not all of it. However, if I put a little bit of pressure and slide up, I'm not hurting myself, but I am making sure I get the blade as close to the scalp as possible, making sure that I get every single hair possible too. So, start from the bottom, keep moving your way up. What I tend to do is go in strokes. So here's stroke 1, here's stroke 2, here's stroke 3, here's stroke 4, right? But occasionally, especially if your blades are dull or it's not a great brand and they're old, you're gonna see kind of random lines throughout it, and that's when I kind of do a cross hatch pattern after the fact, especially for something like this. It's one length all over, it doesn't matter because you're gonna get to all this stuff anyway. So as I go up, then I'm gonna turn it, and I'm actually gonna go on angle. And now I'm gonna turn it back. Now I don't know if you can hear, but that more hair came off because the first round didn't get it all the first time. First round. You know what I mean. So I'm gonna keep kind of working around the ear. Each section I go over maybe 2-3 times. And then again, I do that kind of cross hatch kind of thing. Okay, now I'm lifting it up higher into that middle section. And I'm gonna go back and make sure that those 2 sections are all cut. Turn this around. All cut. Turn around. Middle section. All cut. All right, now I feel pretty good about this bottom section. Now I'm gonna do the top, and then I'm gonna go back and do this kind of awkward connecting section after I do the top, okay? So because I'm 5'4", I like to be taller than everyone else in my chair, so I'm gonna lower them down, but also so I'm not on my tippy toes and I'm not kind of messing with anything I shouldn't be. So I'm gonna bring them to you guys. I'm gonna lower this down a little bit. So now when I get to the top, depending on which way the hair grows, you can go with the grain as much as you want, but you're honestly not gonna get a super close cut and you're gonna have to go backwards anyway. So if they have super thick hair, move really slowly and make sure you spray a little bit of Cool Care or something on it right before you go. It'll help glide through the hair a lot faster. Wet hair is not good, especially with Andis clippers. Some clippers are made for wet hair. Even though I don't prefer to run through wet hair, you can cause snags. You can actually pull the hair from the head and that hurts. You can dull your blades out a lot faster. It's just not good. Dry hair is the way to go. If you have any product in there, make sure you break it up as much as you can. There was some hairspray in this, which is why it's holding, but I've now brushed through it, so it's actually really soft, and there's gonna be no snags. So now, because I'm 5'4", I hold it kind of like a pencil. I have 2 fingers behind it for stability, rather than just grabbing it by the fist, right? So I'm actually gonna hold it 2 fingers on the back, thumb on the front, and some fingers, my ring finger and my pinky on the back of it, okay? And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from this back where I've already cut, and I'm just gonna glide forward, okay? I'm gonna turn that so you can see it from the side. Start from the back, and I'm gonna glide forward. Now, if you're doing this on yourself, you're gonna get hair in your face, so just brace yourself, do what you're gonna do. If you're doing it to someone else, please have them close their eyes at this part. But start from the back, work your way forward, and moving slowly so it has time to cut every single little hair. Now again, because I'm above them this much, I can actually see, and I'm gonna kind of go back and connect those 2 spots now. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab this and move really slowly till I get to the front, and I wanna make sure to go almost on top of their forehead, because otherwise you will miss those few little hairlines that are sticking out. Okay, so I'm gonna do this super awkwardly, but start from back here, move yourself forward. Okay, so now a lot of people have a lot of weird cowlicks, that little swirl thing, and a lot of people have multiple cowlicks. If that's the case, good old Quarantina here doesn't have any cowlicks because she's fake. But if you have cowlicks, make sure you push the clippers in every single direction around that cowlick. You want to go against the grain, and if the hair goes in a spiral, you want to follow that hair against the grain with the clippers. That way you make sure you get all those little hairs inside of your cowlick. Does that make sense? If you have front cowlicks and the hair kind of splits this way, you want to run the clipper this way, and you want to run the clipper this way. Okay, really make sure that you get in there. Now, a lot of the times too, what I will do, let's take her head off, is after I've gone forward, you can actually see there's still hairs that I've missed. Okay, and now I'm going to go back and I'm going to really focus on just that front part, making sure that I've hit every little hair however you need to, but I'm going to do kind of that cross hatch on the top as well. So I started from the back forward. If you want, you can go forward back, but in this case her hair naturally goes that way. You're still not going to get much hair. So at this point, after I've gone forward, I'm actually going to go from side to side, which is a little on the crazy side feeling wise, but it will at least get all those hairs. Make sure you're holding your cord, and again, I'm just kind of flipping the direction that I'm going in. Okay, now take a minute to do this, because you will find after you wash the hair that there is going to be a hair or 2 that sticks up after. You can get those with scissors, but this will at least eliminate the majority of those ones. So really make sure that you're working in, go back on those sides. There we go. Hey baby, looking good. All right, and then you can line up the edges like we've done in the previous videos, but that's it. And hopefully, well, there's one hair. If you do get any hairs left, let's see if you can see it. I don't know if you can. It's right here. If you do get any hairs left, just run over with your scissors after and just kind of hit them as you can. But anytime you buzz cut your own hair, I highly recommend you jump in the shower. Really get in there with your fingers when you shampoo it, even though there's not much left. Get it out of the shower, completely dry it, either with a blow dryer preferably, or just let it air dry, and then go back and do another pass at it, because you're gonna get all those extra hairs that got left out. Cool? Any questions? Feel free to message me. Let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. We're gonna get through this together.